If you are a designer and you're looking at learning how to use shadow and highlight to spice up your background, this tutorial is for you. Twinje again from Ceasar Graphics. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my series on how to use background. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to use shadow to create a storytelling project, and I'm going to show you how to use highlights to create a quick trailer movie poster. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this video, so sit back, relax, and keep watching. All right, so I already created a new document here, and the frame size for this project is 1000 width and 1000 height. Okay, so we are going to start with the coffee project here, and if you need the exercise file, you know how we do it. Make use of the link in this description section of this video. My background here is looking too flat, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how I mostly use part of my visual to create my background. So I'm going to draw an ellipse shape here like that, and I'm going to hit Ctrl J. Then I'll position this behind my visual here. So I'm going to activate free transform with Ctrl T and make this real big like that. Boom. Then I'll go to filter gallery right there, and I'm going to select angle stroke like so, and I'm going to increase the sharpness and make the direction, let's say 80 like that, and I'm going to select the OK button. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to do is to add noise. So I'm going to hold on Alt and click on the new layer icon to activate the new layer, and I'm going to change this to noise and go to mode here and select soft light and check the fill with soft light neutral color 50% gray option, and I'm going to select the OK button here. Then I'll go to filter, noise, and hit add noise like that. All right, so my noise here is looking too heavy, so I'm going to just dial this down like so. Then I'm going to select the OK button like that. But right now my background is, it's too bright for my project, so it's making the project look dull. And whenever you're creating a background, one of the things you need to do is make sure you create a spotlight, all right, like an effect pointing to your visual in order to help your viewers focus on where the spotlight is. So I'm going to create what we call vignettes. All right, so I'm going to activate curve right now, and I'm going to make my curve go down like so. All right, then I'm going to draw an ellipse shape like that. All right, then I'm going to add my background color now to the layer mask of my curve. Now make sure you're on the layer mask of your curve before applying your background. So I'm going to hold down Control and backspace, which is the shortcut of background fill here. Now I'm going to hit Ctrl D to take away the marquee. Don't forget to do that. And I'll go under fader here to fade the edges of my shape here. Right. So I'm going to fade it like that. Now that's way too much. All right. Then I'll activate free transform and just, push this out like that. All right. Then so for the color, right. So I'm going to just change the hue of the color a bit, because there's also the part of creating separation when placing your visual on your background. There are several ways you can do this. You can do this with the use of brightness, and you can also do this with the use of color. So I'm going to use color to do this now by activating hue saturation, and I'm going to just push this down a bit. Now listen guys, there's the part of you making sure that you use the colors correctly. All right, so I'm going to add more curve again by just pushing this down like that, and for this I'll move this down also. Then draw an ellipse shape again like so, and I'm gonna hold down Control and hit backspace again, and hit Control D to take away the marquee, and I'm gonna add feather to this again. Activate the free transform and make this go up like that, and add more. I'm gonna add more feather to this. All right, now so this is where we're planning to place our content. So what I'm gonna do is first off, I think I still need to adjust the hue. All right, because I'm seeing too much of red here. So I'm going to just move this down like that. I'm going to duplicate the layer mask from the curve and apply it to the hue by holding on Alt, drag and drop like that. Boom. That's good. All right. Then the other thing I'm going to do again is I'm going to draw an ellipse marquee like that again and add curve again and just move this up like so. And I'm going to go to the curve properties here and add more feathers to this. All right, so this is the spotlight I was talking about. So this, all this need to be behind the coffee cup like that. All right, so yeah, so then we're going to add a general curve to this by just moving this down and move this up like that. Look at how beautiful this is. So now for the adding of the shadow, I'm going to hold on Alt and click on the new layer icon and call this shadow. All right, then I'm going to show you guys how I always apply shadow to my project. Now I need to make sure that the color I'm going to pick should be from the project. So I'm going to use this dark brown color here because unity is very important when working on design project. Now listen guys, when you're applying shadow to your visual, all right, you need to check the angle where the light is coming from. Because if you look at the image I have here, you notice I can see the effect of the shadow from this cup here on this side of the plate. All right. So what I'm going to do now is it plate or saucer? All right. I can also call it saucer. All right. Now I'm going to just reduce my brush size and make sure under my brush property here, make sure you're on the soft round brush, and I'm going to reduce my brush size a bit, like boom. All right, so this needs to be here. Sorry, I'm supposed to apply this to the layer, so I'll call this shadow now. All right, then I'll activate the free transform and make this real big. Now there's one other thing I want to teach you guys. The harder your shadow, all right, the more your visual is close to the surface. The softer the shadow, the distance your visual or your element is to the surface. Take note of that. And I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel that teaches how to use shadow, how to tell story with shadow. I would advise you to go check it out if you want to know how to use shadow on your project. All right, so I'm going to move this in like that. All right, if I move it out like this, you see it's not going to work. So the reason why I'm placing the shadow this on this side here is because of the effect of the shadow I have here from the cup. All right, so I'm going to move this here and I'm going to make this smaller like that and change my blend mode here to multiply like that. All right, so I'm going to move this in and I'll make a copy of the shadow and I'm going to reduce the opacity a bit and move this out a bit like that. All right, now this is beautiful and this is exactly what I want to achieve. So the idea here is to create a project for a social media post, and the title of this project is The Power of Coffee. So I'm going to draw an ellipse shape here by dragging and drop like that. All right. Okay. Yep. Like that. Good. So then I'm going to select the type tool right there and I'm going to click right here. Now make sure before you click, you see the slash icon on your text tool. All right. So now I'm going to click and I'm going to copy my text now and paste. All right. And hit Control A to select the text. And I'm going to use, let's use a vertical. Okay. Then I'm going to use my direct selection tool here to just move this round like that. All right. And take out off. But we need to add space like that. And I'll make this real big. Okay. Yeah. So then I'm going to close the space like that and change the color of this to brown. We don't need this for now. And yeah, so I'm going to put the off text inside the shape. Okay. We can make this a bit smaller like that and put this in a group. And we can now blend it this by double clicking on the group and move this down like that. Now, when you're doing this, please make sure you're looking at your type. All right, because visibility is very important in graphic design. So you need to make sure you do something that's going to be visible for your viewers. All right, so I'm going to move this here and move this here like that. Good. All right, so then the other texts, copy. All right, then make this visible. And this time I'll activate the free transform and make these bigger like that. Then select the text tool again. And I'm going to click. No, sorry. I'm supposed to make sure I see the slash icon before I click. All right, so I'm going to click now and paste. Activate the free transform of cloud. And I'm going to use medium. All right. No, it should be medium 5 years. So then I'm going to reduce my size like that. Good. All right. Then I'm going to use the turn this off so I can see my text. So I'm going to just move this here like that. And yeah, so we need to push. So I decided to push this in so my text can come from left to right. All right. So then I'll break from here on my keyboard. So I'm using the left key now with shift hold down, and I'm going to hit Control X on my keyboard to cut that out. Make a copy of this by hitting Control J, and I'm going to paste this like that. And right now I am going to go on the part here now and hit Control T and make this big like that. Okay, then we'll go back to the layer and copy the font style size, which is 19, and I'm going to apply this here by hitting 19 like that. So I'll go under the highlights here, which is this. All right, and move this up like that and activate the free transform and make this wider. Now you see we're losing our title, so we are going to fix that later. All right, so I'm going to move this up like that, then go back to the blending by double clicking on the layer, and I'm going to move this back like that. All right, because we need to see our text. So move this back and move this back like so. Yeah, this is good. And look at how cool we have this beautiful looking project. All right, so that's for the coffee part. And let's go straight to the use of highlights. All right, yeah. So I'm going to be very fast with this, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy this. So we're creating a fast movie poster artwork for social media. So I'm going to hide this, and I'm also going to hide this. So right now our wall is not filling the background, so we need to fix that. So I'm going to hit Control J to make a copy of this and move this to the side and activate free transform. Right click and select flip horizontal, and I'm going to move this to the side like that and make a copy of the two layers by holding down shift again and hit Control J. And this time I'm going to move this down, hit Control T to activate free transform. Right click and select 180 degree like that, and I'm going to make the same move again, hit Control J on the two layers and move this down here and activate free transform again. Right click and select 180 degree. Now what we're going to do now is to merge our layers. So I'm going to hit Control E to merge the layers, and I'm going to select rectangle marquee right there and just draw a rectangle shape right there and hit Shift F5 to activate fill here, because we really need to stop this repetition that we have here. So I'm going to hit OK to take that part out. Good. So I'm going to hit Control D to take away the marquee, and I'm going to make this visible, and we are going to cut the window out. So I'm going to draw a marquee shape right there with the rectangle marquee like that. And yeah, so what I'm doing here is not different from doing photo manipulation. I know so many of you already know this. All right, so we need to make this be at the center of our frame. So I'm going to hold down Control and click on the background layer here and make sure this is at the center of my frame by clicking on the centralized button here. Add curve to this first. So I'm going to just push everything down here because we need to create that separation. All right. So what the next thing we're going to do now is I'm going to draw a rectangle marquee shape like that around this, like that. And I'm going to activate curve and move this up, and look at how highlight is going to blend this. So I'm going to move this out. All right. Like so, look at how real this is looking already. So we can even make this go out a bit like that. And I'm going to activate free transform on the layer mask of the curve and just make this a bit bigger, not too much, just a bit bigger like that. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm going to draw a marquee shape right there. All right. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Then I'm going to go again on the curve now and increase my curve again and add mask and just fade this out like so. Beautiful. All right. So what I'm going to do now is to add color balance, and I'm going to move this to the side like that. I'm adjusting the yellow now, and I'm going to move the red a bit like that, but we need to have more of the yellow. All right. Go on the shadow and make the same move. Move this down like that and move this way like that. So I'm going to add curve and do so we need need to be above this. All right. So I'm going to use curve now to just do the S curve, like that. Okay. All right, good. So we are going to make the same move we make on the coffee cup, and I'm going to draw, this is a rough wall. So I'm just going to roughly draw, a marquee shape right there and hard curve, and just move this up like that. Go under my curve property here and just fade this out, like that. I'm going to add curve again, and this time my curve needs to go down, and I'm going to hold on Alt and duplicate the curve from the highlight and apply it to the curve that we just created now. And I'm going to hit Ctrl I to reverse, the mask. And for this, I'm going to activate the free transform, and I'll make this bigger and move this up like so, and make this bigger, like that. Select the brush tool. We need to take it out from some of the part of the project like that. All right. And for this, I'm going to move this down a bit, like that. And what the other thing I'm going to do now is to go to the adjustment button here and select solid, and I'm going to use green. I'll use green here, and this should be above this, and I'll change this to, let's make it overlay. All right. Yeah, overlay is fine. And I'm going to take, excuse me, I should be on the layer mask of the solid layer, and I'm going to switch to black here because you need to be on the opposite color of your layer mask when you're taking out part of the layer. All right, so then I'm going to just softly apply this here, like that, and look at how beautiful this is. Look at how beautiful this looks. So we have a movie poster. So for this curve here, we need to just make this a bit brighter like that. And cool. So I already have my text typed, and I'm gonna make that visible now, and we have a movie poster. All right there. But before we go, all right, there's one other thing I need us to do. I'm gonna stamp visible the project by holding on Ctrl Shift Alt and E. All right, so then we'll go under the blur tool here. All right, because this side here is too razor sharp, so we are going to apply the blur to, now this is too much, so we're gonna change this to 37, yeah, like that. And so we're gonna just apply that here, do the same move here. All right, like that, the same move here, like that. All right, Like same move here, like that, and same move here like that. All right. So yeah, we have a movie poster now. And if we want to add more depth to this, you can make a copy of this and go to filter here, select order and select custom and hit the OK button there. Reduce the opacity a bit. All right. To just add more contrast to the pixel. And I'm going to make this visible like that. And boom, we have our movie poster. All right. Yeah. So this is where we are going to stop. All right, if you love this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button and remember to click the post notification bell so you get notified when I post any of my tutorials, because I'm going to be posting more tutorials like this for you to watch. And if you have anything you want to share with me, simply drop it in the comment section. I'll do my best to reply you. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.